Hey, it's Mary and I'm back. If you have been following along on Instagram or if you are a member of our Facebook group, you will have seen Kira and I both made the Ink Road Stamps design team. And so this is the color challenge for this month, and both Kira and I will be doing it. So you'll be able to see a process video for hers as well. And the colors that we're going to be using, I just showed you, I was matching up to the colors that are in the color challenge photo for my inspiration. And what I thought was about taking this stamp set, and I'll link down below where you can get that at the Ink Road Stamps shop. And this is called Fond of You. So I thought about taking these really beautiful leaves and clear embossing over them. So you're seeing me now just putting a layer of clear embossing powder over the top. So I wanted to do that before it all dried out. So I just did half of it at first and then the second half, and I went ahead and embossed everything. So you'll see me just kind of clean it up a little bit and then emboss. What I thought about doing for the color challenge, and my initial thought process was to go with just different colored inks for a color challenge and match them up with the colors that are in the color challenge. But I thought that was too simple because I thought of it right away, and I think that that would be a natural thought process. So I really wanted to challenge myself to do something out of the box. Now I'm going to take the other leaf in the Fond of You stamp set, and I'm going to glitter gold emboss it because I think that that would look fabulous at this point. So you're going to watch me do that process. And the inspiration that I got from this was, if you've seen the new Amy Tangerine line, she has some tags that have resist on them. And so you can color and do mixed media on top of the tags, and the design will stay white because there's this cool resist on it. So I thought I wanted to try that in a DIY kind of a way, and here's what it looks like when I'm all done. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit so that you can see, and some of them are clear and some of them are gold and glittery, and I think that those are going to be fabulous. At this point I was getting really excited. So I think that I am so far kind of nailing that idea. And I grabbed some of my Shimmers products. I'm showing you the colors, and I lined them up again, and I just literally went straight to the color palette that is on that color challenge photo. Now I didn't have that specific color of like sagey green that was in the photo, but I did have a old Stampin' Up ink pad that was super embarrassing that I even have. I actually found them at a garage sale. I found this whole set of Stampin' Up ink pads, but they still work. And I use this one all the time because it is a really pretty color. And then I went to Shimmers in Colorings in Well Blue Me Down was the next color, and that really matched well with the photo that I showed you. This one I did a mix of mostly the Spritz Cotton Candy shimmers, but then I just did a tiny bit of Pink Stilettos. And then the next one was, let's see, what's the name of it? Sunset Strip, and this is like an orangey yellowy golden color. And then this last one is Caribbean Sunset, and Caribbean Sunset is a spritz as well. So I think I did a pretty good job matching up the colors to the color challenge. And what I really loved about the color challenge is that it matched really well with the new Pink Paisley Summer Lights collection, and which is the collection that I dove into for this project. I have this really cute picture of my kids that you'll see right now. And they are just hanging out in the pool. They're just lounging back. We have this really cool, it's a public community pool just to the town right next to us. And it's like a mini water park. It has like the splash area for toddlers, this really shallow end, and so they're just kind of on the shallow end and laying back and being really cute. So why not scrap about it? Because they're just being really cute. So I went through the 6x6 paper pad for Summer Lights, and I pulled out a couple of papers that I wanted to use. One of them was that watery ombre effect paper that I used to back my photo, and then I'm going to start to layer in different pattern papers. I loved the color on that branding strip, and I also loved the color in the heart paper. It looks like a neon lights heart, and that was really neat, but I wanted the specific color to match the sunset strip, the Caribbean sunset at the color at the very, very top that I used. So I just pulled the middle out from that heart paper, and then I'm backing it with some of the yellow, and I'm just, using, I feel like it's a lot easier to use 6x6 pads when you're doing layering, because I don't ever want to cut into the 12x12 papers. This collection is pretty new to me, and I kind of want to preserve the 12x12s for right now. So that's usually why I get the 6x6 paper pads, is because I don't feel as guilty. You get 2 of those papers in every pack, and so I don't feel as guilty using those to layer my pictures with. So this is where I start to struggle. I really wanted to use, if you're a kid of the 80s and 90s, you will have watched Fresh Prince. And so Fresh Prince, Will Smith, and DJ Jazzy Jeff did this amazing song in their introduction to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and it was chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool, when a couple of guys, they were up to no good, started messing around in my neighborhood. Okay, so if you know that song, then you'll know that this is where I got the title from. Now, Isaac, my 8-year-old son, he's the big kid in the picture. He is just getting to the age where I think that he would really appreciate Fresh Prince, and I am so stinking excited to introduce the Fresh Prince to him because I loved it so much. I mean, it was like TGIF on a Friday night. You were waiting for TGIF to come on, and so you'd watch like Fresh Prince and Sister and all of these other great shows. And so it's just a piece of my childhood that I want to share with them. I'm really excited about it. I'm a little too excited about it. But I kind of struggled because it was a big title, and I didn't want to cover up the really pretty resist and coloring that I had done. And I was just having a really hard time figuring out where to place everything. I end up finding it in just a minute, but I'm pulling out pieces of ephemera and stickers and chipboard and things like that to use, and I think that it looks starting to get there. But then I pull this picture and the clusters over to the left, and that's where it kind of takes off from there. When I don't know what to do, I go ahead and do something else. So right now I'm just fussy cutting out this really cute pair of sunglasses, and now you miraculously see everything has been moved over to the left, because that is the power of YouTube, my friends. You don't have to sit there and watch me do this for 2 hours like I did, because I get to cut it out and you just get to watch 15 minutes of what I do. So you're welcome. Anyway, here I'm just putting around some pieces of ephemera. I'm gonna pop some up on foam squares. I did pop my photo cluster up on a piece of foam, which I don't think that you saw because it was boring and I can tell you about it. So there. And then I'm going to take this thread, this silver thread that I have. I'm obsessed with using with this collection. I really am obsessed with using this silver thread right now. And I'm going to just pull everything up that I had already glued down on the right, which kind of crinkled the poor flamingo a little bit, but whatever. I'm not stressing over it. I really liked how the flamingo kind of just peeked out, And flamingos have nothing to do with anything on this page, and I've been trying to stretch myself to use pieces of ephemera that don't make sense to me, but flamingos are very much summertime, very much beach, very much like pool things and lawn stuff in my mind, so he worked. He definitely worked. And I think that he's working it in this layout because he's strutting his gold stuff. And I'm really liking that. I'm liking what he's putting down. Picking it up. I'm too old to say these stupid things. I'm picking up what the flamingo is throwing down. There you go. So the wood buttons that I'm using now, some of those, I think I might have used some from the Chamel Little by Little You, or Little by Little. Yeah, Little by Little. Anyway, the latest Chamel line. And then the other ones are exclusive from Hip Kit Club because I subscribe to Hip Kit Club. I thought that the left-hand side needed a little bit more gold. I don't mind mixing metals. So you guys saw that I put the gold embossing down, the gold glittery embossing down. And then I'm using the holographic summer lights, and then the handsome gold foiled flamingo. So I've got silver, I've got gold, I've got holographic. You know what? I think it all works for me. And if it doesn't work for you, then that's okay, because you do you and I'll do me. So I thought the left-hand side needed a little bit more of the glittery gold, so I had some of these little triangle enamel dots that had glittery gold in them. I just put them down there on the piece of ephemera. It looks like a photo strip on the left. And I think that that really kind of helped tie the gold with the silver holographic together. And I'm just going to go through these sticker sheets and put down a couple more things. I thought maybe I'd pull in some of the arrows, but I didn't like the last two arrows that I put in there, so I fiddled around with it for a second, and I said, nope, I can just have one arrow. And then I'm pulling off, I did use some exclusive enamel shapes from Hip Kit Club as well for the little hearts. And then that bottom part of the mixed media that I did, the color wash in the green, where I just put that kind of light, not lighthouse, but lifeguard house sticker over. The reason why I did that is because it got all scratchy, and I don't know why. It was something to do with the paper, like the paper was all scratched up, and it came right out of the pack. So I don't know what's up with that. And I've seen it happen on some other people's layouts too, and that kind of bothers me. You know, I mean, you get the white cardstock to do mixed media, so I don't want scratches in it. Anyway, now I'm going and I'm sewing over the top of some of my thickers. Here's a piece of advice for you if you have a sewing machine like I have that isn't as high powered. Don't use the presser foot for going through chipboard. Use the manual setting and you will do it just fine. So that's it, you guys. I'm going to show you two close-ups, and these are taken in two different lights. I thought it was so much fun to work with the holographic and the gold and the glitter, and you guys really just need to come over to my house to see it in real life, because I can't do it justice with all of the pretty things in this. But I'm not going to shy away from using this collection and show you guys how amazing it can be, and showing you all of the cool mixed media techniques that you can do using ink road stamps. So go over to the Ink Road blog and check out the corresponding blog post with the other ladies who are participating in this month's challenge. Get some inspiration, and then go over to the Ink Road stamp store and buy yourself some stamps. All right, bye.